First things first, Instinction has been actually amongst the AAA games on the horizon for over a year now, which has been also teased with some occasional gameplay mixed with cutscene. I mean, it's so realistic we all thought it's just CGI. Well, guess what? Hashbane Interactive on its official YouTube channel just showcased more than 7 minutes of Unreal Engine 5 gameplay footage, which you're gonna see in Abyss. Now, the game is coming to all platforms now, excluding Switch, early next year.
Finally, I found you. Trampled by the one you trusted. Abandoned from your king.
Nexon, famous Korean developers, about a month ago came out with the announcement of a new single-player action RPG from the Dungeon and Fighter universe called the first Berserker Kazan. These developers promised to be this time a bit of a shift in the Dungeon and Fighters style old school brawl format into a hack and slash combat and plenty of customization. Just take a look. Company did good work, we got a trailer. The game is now coming to PCs and the next generation of consoles in 2025, and this is how it looks.
You'll have to risk your life.
他从来对我没有恨，也从来对我没有爱。可是他最使我苦恼、气愤和悲哀。
First announced through the PlayStation Showcase about 5 months ago at number 3, we've got here another Unreal Engine 5 project in the making going by the name XSX, or Exilage. It's a Chinese developed and the first work of its team, a third-person shooter and hack and slasher. Well, no longer a PC but a PlayStation 5 exclusive, quite the shift. They're in development and Sony just took over its rights and even showed off its gameplay. I want to know, this thing is in its very early stages of development.
执行。 我们把世界看错了，反说他欺骗我。
Lucia, do you know why you're here? Bad luck, I guess.
Quick mention over here, you probably know this already, but Grand Theft Auto 6 is not only taking us back to the Vice City, it'll supposedly have 3 different counties. It'll be much more advanced in visuals, as you can see, not only that, but also in scale. Rockstar then also revealed that the game will launch on PlayStation 5, Series X, and PCs in 2025.
promised myself never to contact you again, to protect our children so that your mistakes would not affect their lives. And yet, I'm here with devastating news. Pedro's dying, and he's asking for you.
First time mentioning this one over here, number 5, we've got a new single-player narrative-driven action-adventure at its developer's first work as well, going by the name Warship Jolly Roger. I mean, technically speaking, based on a graphical novel of the same name, where you take on the role of a rebel commanding a star cruiser against a tyrannical regime. Just take a look. This game is coming to pieces in the PlayStation 5 only soon.
It's too late.
There's no turning back. I will see my kids again. All right, we need to move. Kowalski, Elisa, Trace, are we all set for Voss?
The sails have been installed and have more power in them than I expected. Ariel's a real shithole that, well, it keeps on giving after all.
Hey, the coordinates for Planet Voss are dialed in. We're ready to go.
Yeah, we're good to go. Can't believe we're really going.
Vexton's reign ends with us. We're bringing my children home. Brace yourselves. Engaging max thrust protocols. Next stop, Planet Voss.
For this place, I wanted to show them something that wasn't an illusion. Something that was real.
That being said, we've got here a new first-person Jurassic Park survival game in the making too. This is what we've got. I haven't heard this for so long, I actually forgot it existed. This thing is the revival project of a cancelled Jurassic Park game that was supposedly in the making for a few years, more than a dozen years back. In fact, 2001. In any case, it's alive now, it's finally happening, and we got a trailer for it.
Is anyone there?
Reveal last week on IGN, in case you missed out on its announcement, we've got here a new survival horror body cam style and open world game in the making here too for the first few months of this year. I called Digested. I'm assuming you've already figured why, but just one look at the trailer, see there's some maniac with a safety hazard suit that's trying to evade a giant steak, and hence the name Digested. announced a few months ago as its developer's first work at number 8. We've got actually a fighting game here in nature called Tenet of the Spark. Apparently, these developers are using Unreal Engine 5 on a Norse mythology looking / Egyptian style mix in storyline and a fighting game in gameplay, if that even makes sense. Anyway, we got some more gameplay. This thing we know is only coming to PCs and the next generation of consoles sometime later this year.
What was that?
Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eaters, on the other hand, touted as a remake, simply, announced earlier in the year, is now coming to PCs and the next generation of consoles either late 2024 or early next year. Not only this game is benefiting new content, there's the use of Unreal Engine 5, remaining as faithful as possible by using the same voice actors, and a lot more. We actually got some more in-game footage in case you missed it. Coming in at number 10, announced roughly half a year ago in case you missed out on it totally. We've got an Unreal Engine 5, another one here, project going by the name Grey Zone Warfare, described by its developers as an immersive tactical first-person shooter with a maximum focus on being a realistic game. The game is set in a vast open-world setting that offers both a single and a co-op multiplayer. I mean, come on, this beast of a project is supposedly the first work of its developers too. It's coming to PCs only sometime later this year.
More good, of course.
Then why is there always suffering? And why do the bad folks always win?
Because goodness without teeth punishes not. It only foments evil. Cleanse the world with blood and grow lotuses in it. That.
Black Myth Wukong now has a release date of August 20. This year. Game Science developers just showcased this at the Game Awards with a new trailer, the finished in-game footage actually, and more on the story. Black Myth is finally, after 3 years of development, pretty tough road, is on its way to PCs and the next generation of consoles on the same day. If you're new to it, it's actually a Souls-like action-adventure.
It will fit me just as well.
Bathed in blood, yet preaching peace. Oh, you immortals, pray enlighten me. What justifies your superiority? Care makes you vulnerable and inevitably brings pain. It's the law of nature.
That's a pathetic excuse for the likes of you.
I'd advise you to act the same if you want to survive.
Mighty Boy Studio, which is the second studio being run by the Flying Wild Hog and Saber Interactive, actually a few other developers too. They're all teaming up to bring around a new AAA thing called Babylon X, which is a new fantasy action RPG set in an alternative history of the ancient world where the Tower of Babel is being built and the humanity faces with the impending doom, combining with the Western and Eastern narratives. It's a chaos. Anyway, the game's coming to PCs and then it should consoles soon. I heard that one.
Listen, you can run away from yourself as long as you want, but don't abandon those who are dear to you before it's too late.
Sorry I got you into this.
Wish we'd met earlier.
You can't escape fate, can you?
Stuart.
Almighty Stuart. Do you hear us, Stuart?
Do you hear us?
Stuart, are you listening?
Moving on to number 13, we've got over here Frostpunk the Second. 11-bit Studios actually came out earlier this year with the update that the game is in pretty good shape and remains a PC exclusive initially, then into the next generation of consoles sometime later. This is actually the sequel to a city-building survival strategy game that's started life over 5 years ago and has actually been in development for over 2 years already. Check it out in case you missed it. Game is going to be coming out rather soon.
They treat us like animals, left to suffocate. We need a place to work.
Who else will feed our families?
Stuart, this squalor will kill her.
Stuart!
Where are the homes you've promised?
Can we all receive equal rations?
Hospitals are not a place for experiments. Free education for our children.
Secure and stable growth. City for the citizens!
Stuart, hear your people!
We want a say in how we run the city.
The time of tyranny has ended.
Our delegates will make sure of that.
Let them vote.
Yes, vote.
Stuart!
Do you hear us?
Stuart!
Stuart, what about us?
What?
Impossible.
A couple of weeks ago, NCSoft came up with an update on Project Triple L. If you didn't catch a glimpse yet at the G-Star show last year, their game will be coming out within 2024 with a full title, supposedly no longer a project, and it's going to be coming to pieces in the next generation of consoles only. Now, for those of you new, the game is an open-world, massive multiplayer online third-person shooter about this future where almost all entities that we've ever heard of, known, are actually all fighting on the same field on Earth for their survival. Senua's Saga Hellblade 2 is not only the most anticipated Norse mythology-inspired game on the horizon, but also the single biggest Microsoft exclusive game that is yet to be coming around this year. Well, we got a new trailer for it recently, but unfortunately not a release date, only a window of 2024. That being said, the game does actually look better than ever. The action is incredibly realistic, I think is well made as a blockbuster movie, if not even better.
All the lives inside me tell me to let go. The shadow will always hang over me.
Now look guys, Mainframe Industries at number 16 went on and revealed more plans on their upcoming game PAX Day, which is an MMO action RPG the folks have been cooking for over 4 years, and how it looks. Stuff like the game's key features and the alpha testing for everybody on Steam, so you can have hands on pretty soon. The game, however, will be coming out to PCs eventually by the end of 2024, and this is actually work in progress, but definitely in-game footage.
My sister true, she laughs like noon. My sister grace, she drowns.
Coming from the same directors of Ori games, these folks came up with the announcement of a new game here inspired by the Diablo. It's an action RPG nature called A No Rest for the Wicked. Actually coming to PCs in a month, then into consoles a few months later. The folks describe the game as a fast-paced, pretty brutal, precision-based game which is offering a new direction, or at least being rather creative in action RPGs. No Man's Sky's developers, on the other hand, if you missed out on its original announcement, are developing another open world game going by the name Lights No Fire. As opposed to the company's previous work offering an infinite amount of planets to roam, their new game is offering a single incredibly detailed world and a deeper story. This thing has been in development for over 4 years, and it started as the first real open world with pretty much no boundaries.
In everyday life, the medical staff work diligently for their patients, whether they're players or crew.
Moving on to number 19, the old Star Citizen's Squad 142 is what we're dealing with now this time. Actually, one of the most anticipated additions of a 12-year-old game, which is now finally happening later on in the following months. Squad 142 will feature a new cast, an immersive experience in both story and gameplay, and possibly the biggest project of the past few years in its own genre, including Starfield.
Hangar, ready for launch. Takeoff approved, Baron 2. You have the ball.
Square the deck and slide it up.
We're ready and hold on as you're launched off the deck of the carrier.
Baron 2, you are cleared for launch. Have a safe flight, Baron 2.
We want you to not only decide how you play the game, but to feel as if the people you interact with are in that world with you.
I would have never thought a shotgun could be so pretty. Damn, this R97 is sleek as hell. Like a lot of other weapons in Gemini's arsenal, it has a higher rate of fire than most guns of its type.
We're working to support a feel of authenticity through world traversals, running, jumping, and climbing, interactions with objects and the environment, weapon gameplay and enemy reactions, as well as combat realities, such as weapon malfunctions.
Announced no more than a week ago, last but not least, we have something here called Sun and Bone. Well, waiting to happen, but a PlayStation 5 exclusive first-person shooter. Not just any first-person shooter, but actually, first of all, it's coming from the same developers of the last year's horror game Quantum Error, although this time it's an even more messed up of a game in nature. Quite interesting, to be honest, and, well, it's said to be coming out sometime later this year, is how it looks.